what's up? It's Camray and you're watching Camray Music TV, and I'm back with another review. This is Love and Hip Hop Miami Season 2 episode number 1. Woo-wee. So y'all know how I am with these Love and Hip Hop reviews. If y'all haven't noticed, I try to get into it. I try my best to get into it and stick with it. When the foolery starts to present itself, I'm out. No notice. Is that wrong? Is that unfair? Yes, it is. So your girl's gonna try to stick it out one more franchise with y'all. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't be busy watching the show with y'all, but a lot of times when I'm watching, I'm like, what am I supposed to be reviewing? Like, the content is just, it'd be slim to none. But this teaser for the season looks promising. So, if you are new to my channel, make sure you subscribe down below. Make sure you also like or dislike this video. Just do something for me. Leave a comment down below on what you thought about this review. Share this video and follow me on Instagram and Twitter. So, let's go. Alright, so Trina is back, one of our superstars, one of our starters for this franchise. She is meeting up with Rico Love, one of the famous producers that we all know. And remember, he had this idea to do a music college, and so he's having Trina come speak at this event at iHeart Radio. Y'all, I want a job there so bad. But he's having her come speak, and on the panel he has other female rappers that I've never heard of, but I guess they're pretty well known within their respective areas, and they're just discussing, you know, women in a mostly male dominated business and how do they get seen and stuff like that. Even the audience looked like a Rena audience, because I know these were not potential students for Rico Love, so I was very confused. You know, the renter crowds, Mona, I need the renter crowds to kind of look like what the product is that we're pushing. I mean, you could have had me up in the audience, and so I could have earned my $50 as an extra, okay? Because a lot of them women did not look halfway interested. So Rico Love finishes up his little show, and he goes to talk to Trina on the side, and he's asking Trina what's going on with the TNT album. You guys remember that Trick Daddy and Trina were thinking about doing a collaboration album, even though the only thing that they have in common is Take It to the House, I believe. Like, I guess they're both Miami artists, and maybe that's why they wanted to do the collaboration, but I feel like Trina is more on the diva side. She's more trying to be, you know, something else than what Trick Daddy is. So anyway, she's talking about that project and the delay of it. And Rico Love is saying, you know, you got to give him an ultimatum. Either you're going to move forward without him, or you're gonna move forward with him. You can't just keep waiting, okay? And that's, I mean, what any sensible adult would say. Hollywood and Gunplay, child. Now, y'all remember Hollywood last season? He was the one that said had all the problematic things to say about Amara La Negra. And this season, he opens up the right way, you know, kind of a family feel in this restaurant eating chicken wings. And I said, you know, I see y'all trying to paint him in a different light. I don't know yet how I feel about him, because he was very problematic last season. But him and Gunplay are gonna have some food, you know, at the mom and pop shop. You know, those be the best places with the best food, all right? So they're sitting down, and Gunplay starts to discuss Kiara and how they are no longer together at this time because of him. And y'all, if y'all ever want to watch a man dance around his wrongs, this is the way to do it right here, okay? I had to listen to what he said, then draw the conclusion later on that, oh, he was cheating through the DMs, and he wasn't cheating physically, but he was cheating emotionally. See, he didn't say that. He said all the stuff that she was doing that caused him to go off and do whatever he was doing and rationalize it that way. Did y'all get that too, or was that just me? So basically, he was entertaining females in his DMs because he didn't feel like Kiara was around emotionally. So we're going to go ahead and tie their two parts together, okay? Because y'all know I like to do that. So he's saying that, you know, she felt like he was entertaining other people, which he was, but he didn't mess with any of them. So, you know, it's not like anything happened, just emotions. Ladies, gentlemen, ladies. When a man cheats and he's just talking to random women, just having sex with them, just, you know, doing all the other stuff with them, you know, yeah, you're going to be pissed. And in most cases, in my case, we would be done. But when a man cheats emotionally, that's a whole deeper thing, okay? Because he wasn't looking for other women physically, okay? That's a cry for help. Now, I don't know. At first, I was like, girl, your man, all he needs is a little TLC. So the fact that I thought that maybe she was just blowing up because she saw him DMing all these women, and he didn't know how to vocalize to her, listen, I need you, I need you, I need you. And so then I was like, okay, even though he should have communicated to her what was going on, I can see what's going on here. Maybe she got a little busy, maybe whatever. But then I started thinking, as the episode went on and he kept saying how Kiara was no longer with him because all he was doing was in these DMs, Kiara had stuck it out with this man through some addictions and drugs and probably selling the drugs, and didn't she get shot or something like that? Like there was drive-bys and everything. She had been with this man, and then when she said 4 years, it kind of felt like when Kimbella said 9 years, and she said 9 years. And Kiara said 4 years. 4 years is not that long. So anytime you say it with all this anguish like that, you know that you've stuck around for some stuff. So basically, I'm saying all that to say she was there consistently and persevered through all this stuff right on his arm. So as soon as he's cool, the only thing wrong with him is that, he wants to feel somebody there emotionally and she's not there, and then he starts to stray, then why would you even want that relationship anyway? So I felt Kiara, when she was crying and it was hard for her to let him go and he was crying and she needed time. It's because she loves him. She genuinely loves him. She wants to be with him, but she's seeing that if I don't give my 100% to you and for you and lay my own stuff on the side, you basically can't handle it. As soon as I start to need some things for me and require some stuff for me, you need me to give you 100%. And he's clearly confused because he's sitting there saying relationships are 50-50. So that's why I was confused, because I'm like, you're right, relationships are 50-50. Kiara, why are you not getting it? Well, she's not getting it because she was giving the whole 100 for you, because maybe you may not have been, relying on other women through all those hard times, but you were relying on substances that made you less available to her. So she had to deal with all that. I know I'm preaching to somebody. So when I was watching, I felt her pain because she loves him. And a lot of men think, well, I didn't cheat. And that's the only reason why, that makes him a person, a bad guy, or a reason to break up. There's a whole lot more to a relationship, and this man got the nerve to be talking about a marriage, a whole wife, being a whole husband. So I don't think people realize it, and at this point, I'm just hoping that Gunplay can, first of all, use his real name, cut them doggone dreads off, and maybe start to see, like, my girl she's not complaining about anything that's not doable, okay? Another point that I had was that a lot of times as women, we don't really listen to our men. Okay, we think we know. Usually women are right most of the time. So when the man is vocalizing something, we ain't really trying to hear all that. I would like to challenge Kiara to really listen to what Gunplay is saying when he's in these arguments. If he feels like it's not 50-50, maybe the 50 that you're giving Kiara ain't what he needs. Let me explain what I mean. If a man, if you make this man's plate every night and you bring out all the condiments and you bring the silverware and you bring the napkins, you bring everything, you lay it out in front of him, but he don't eat ketchup, he don't eat hot sauce, and he never eats messy, so he don't need napkins. He's not going to appreciate the ketchup and the hot sauce and the napkins there. Even though it takes extra effort for you to bring that out. Every time he eats, bring it out, bring it out, bring it out. Bring them out, bring them out. It's not going to do nothing for him because he don't need those things. Now, if he told you that he don't like onions and you just kept putting onions on it every single day, it's like, are you listening to what your man needs? And that should work both ways. Okay, so I'm going to move on because I just spread that whole situation way more out than this little reality TV show needed, all right? So anyway, Amara La Negra, y'all, she is back on the scene, and y'all know she has blown up since her premiere on the show last season. First of all, she's beautiful, okay? So, and then her body's amazing. She actually has talent, and so she's been booked and busy. She was on New York Fashion Week hosting and performing. She's flying all over here, there, but you remember she was very close to her mother, her momager. And so because she's gone all the time, she has to leave her mom back home and kind of send her money or whatever. While she's away, her mother gets burned. Her hand gets burned on this candle. So I guess her mom left the candle lit overnight. I don't know what type of candle this was. Most of them come in a glass thing. You know, once the wick thing runs out, it just kind of fizzles on out, I thought. But basically, I guess the candle knocked over, or the candle caught other things on fire. The mom tried to reach in to grab the candle, burnt the hand. And so now Amara La Negra is rushing back to be by her mom's side because, you know, y'all know how close she is with her mother. So, Amara, I guess I could just call her Amara instead of Amara La Negra. I feel like her whole name is just like a production. You gotta say the whole thing. But she's basically feeling like, you know, I left to make a better life for us, and this is not better because now you're hurt and now I have to be worried while I'm away working. And the mom is saying, you know, this is what we all worked hard for so that you could have your career, blah, 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 woo, woo, woo. The mom's gonna be okay, and Amara, things will be all right. Let's move on to other things. So Jessie Woo, I had no clue who she was, but as soon as she came on the camera and how she was able to talk with the camera just like this and be very natural, I already knew that she must be a personality, a public figure off of one of these social media sites, because she was very natural. It's very easy for her to talk to the camera just like this, to talk in those green screen things and, you know, all of that. So it opens up with her singing in the church choir at her mother's church. I don't know if she's guest preaching there or if it's her actual church, but she is singing, all right? And when I say singing, I like to make the differentiation between singing and singing. She was singing, all right? That's the type of singing I like. But she's up there singing, and we get kind of like a little reel of her and what she does. And she does like funny videos on Instagram, and she's Haitian, and, you know, so all of that, I was like, oh, I'm a fan, I'm following. And so even in the promotion for the trailer for the season, she gained me as a supporter, all right? But she's up there singing, and she gets done singing. She sits down with her Haitian mother, who's in her whole, y'all, I don't want to mess up the correct terminology. Anyway, she's in like a print outfit, like a dress and like headscarf and everything. And so she's talking to her mom, and her mom's like, when you gonna be done with all this foolishness on IG and all this? Come on back to the church. And you know what's so funny? Older people, parents and all that, this is not their generation, so they don't see it as something feasible, something that can actually grow into something. I would hope that her mom could see by now that by her sitting in front of her green screen making videos for year after year after year blew up into her now being on this show, which will lead into more opportunities because she can actually sing. And she's beautiful, she has a nice shape. So we like Jessie Woo. Jessie Woo is talking to her mom about a brunch, a sister, I almost call it a sister circle. Sister Talk Live, I guess. She's gonna be having a brunch where she'll be on camera, I think, and she's gonna have moms and their daughters, and it's on a Sunday. So her mom said, you know, I'd be at church all day long on Sundays, so I don't know why you would do that. So I might not be able to make it. But that's what's to come for Jessie Woo. So we see Prince, and he's in this party scene, and he's talking to his dad, who I guess has been intermittent in his life. I couldn't really hear him. You know, this reminded me of conversations I was having today with two people that I didn't really know. They were barely talking, mumbling, and kept looking down. I cannot stand when people just do not make eye contact with you and talk to you like you're an actual person. And so Prince, I don't know if his mic wasn't turned up. I don't know if he was just choked up. I don't know what was going on, or maybe I just wasn't interested, hell, in what he had to say. But all I know is he was talking, and he said that he's been the only successful person in his family, and then he was crying in the confessional, and then he was crying in the party scene. So I was just like, what is going on? And before I could really interpret all of it, Bobby Lights comes in. And y'all, I have grown to love Bobby Lights through his Instagram, and he's always posting funny stuff. His comments are hilarious, and he's actually talented. Talent goes a long way, okay? So anyway, so he comes in with Miami Tip, and they're talking, and I guess there have been some speculation between Bobby and Prince, because y'all know, y'all was questioning the heck out of Prince's sexuality last season, and people are wondering, are them two a thing? Have they been doing anything? What's going on? I guess they're just best friends. But I don't know. You know, one girl tweeted today, you know, who Prince sleeps with is not our business. And it really ain't at all. But I think people just would like to know because there's so much suspicion. So anyway, they're all talking and Prince has to walk off somewhere. In this moment, Bobby Lights tells Miami Tip, you know, I've been hanging out with JoJo. JoJo tells me that she thinks Prince is jealous of me. I was like, isn't Prince your best friend? So how is somebody, an outsider, going to come in and tell you anything about y'all relationship or them? Miami Tip is like, don't you think JoJo's the one who's jealous? That's what I think. Let's reevaluate that. So Miami Tip is also a new favorite of mine. I didn't know how to feel about her last season, but she was just very fun. And I like that. Lighthearted people who don't take life too seriously. She was there to have a good time. So we are at Trick Daddy's house or at somebody's party that they have in the front or backyard. And they are shooting dice. Y'all, when I say even Love and Hip Hop couldn't bring glamour to this type of living. I didn't know what was going down. I didn't know if we was watching illegal activity. I don't know. But Gunplay was there. Trick Daddy was there. Somebody named Chaotic or Chaos and Hollywood was there. And so they're all talking. You know, this is the first time this season that we're seeing Trick Daddy. He's kind of just talking about everything. I was not really paying attention. All I could pay attention to was them 3, 4, 5 dreads on Chaotic's head. And my question is, Miami, all of you guys in Miami, is this a hairstyle? Do we like the hair just napped up together to the point where it's like not gonna come off unless you singe it or burn it off? Like how, like what, like how is, you know, I believe, and I have evolved, that it is okay for men to grow their hair out, you know, as long as, you know, whatever style, it looks neat. Okay, like even if you have the hair going up, it's like, I don't know what it's called, but where it's like free hair here, curls and all that. Even that's okay. If you got a nice edge up or it's all the same length or you got the curl pattern, you're working on it or something, like, I just don't understand why we, you know, it's one thing if your hair grows this way, but then it's another thing if you just make a decision for it to just look crazy. Anyway, moving on, you know, y'all know my vanity. We're moving on. So they are discussing, first they're talking about Chaos or Chaotic or whatever his name is. He's a new artist, I guess, in Miami, so they're basically introducing him. So we got Jessie Woo and we got Chaotic, new to the fold, and Miami Tip is she's going to be in there. Now, I don't know if I've seen her in the opening credits, but seems like she's going to be reoccurring. So then we get on the subject of the TNT album. Trick Daddy's basically saying like, Trina trying to do her own thing. She's trying to be a diva now and I'm not really with that. You know, they can't figure out the direction. They basically can't agree on anything. Trina calls during this because she's in the studio trying to get the go ahead on the tracks. And Trick Daddy ignores her. So basically what I gather from their situation is that they started off with one vision. As they started working on it, you know, Trina hasn't put anything out in a while. So she probably started to take over with a new vision because, you know, Trina's grown now. She's been kind of more on this boss thing and, you know, the I can't remember the title that they give her, but you know, she's more on a platform now. And so, you know, she's more glamorous and she's not really about the ratchet too much. She's more about the regalness, okay? And so Trick Daddy, who's a little bit more ratchet, probably doesn't care to clean up the project, probably doesn't want it to go more diva-esque. He probably not really worried about all that. So because they can't agree, they can't move forward or backward. So JoJo is still cut off financially. I could not quite figure out what it was about JoJo, what's going on with the look. Even in the confessional and on camera, like in the real scenes, I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but something is going on. Something is going on. Okay, I've been on this camera a few times and I've noticed concealer or something wasn't blended right, but something is going on. I don't know if the makeup's too light. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But basically, JoJo's got an attitude because it took a Mata La Negra, y'all see how I gotta say it in the whole production. It took a Mata La Negra's mother getting hurt for her to come home. She's never here, so she never knows what's going on. I don't have very many friends, so I've been hanging with Bobby Lights. All I hear is jealousy, loneliness, and the new bone carrier for Love and Hip Hop Miami. So we needed one. Here we go, Carly Red 3.0. Here she is. We got Carly Red, we got Sheree and Candy, and who else do we have? Well, hell, now I can't remember who else we had. And now we got JoJo, okay? So JoJo's talking to Amara La Negra. She's talking about her new life and how, you know, she's just been ripping and running, going here and there. And JoJo's just like, well, you ain't never here, so you don't know anything that's going on. And she says that she's been hanging out with Bobby Lights. And so Amara La Negra says that I heard that he was messy, but maybe it's because he's extra. Now, I'm extra. And I feel like what Amara said was genuinely how she felt. She don't know if he's messy because she just knows that he's extra, and sometimes people equate the two. All right, this is where it gets messy for me. So she says, you know, be careful hanging out with him. And JoJo kind of flips on him and says, you know, yeah, because he's supposed to be cool with Prince, but then was crying over Prince. And then, you know, I was just like, wait a minute, girl, wait a minute. So because your only friend is back in town, you gonna switch on your only friend now who stays there the whole time. And so now when Amada leaves, you ain't gonna have nobody. Because when it gets back to him, and trust it will, you really ain't gonna have no friends. So I'm just like, she's stirring the pot, but it's like stirring two separate pots that are never gonna coincide, because I don't even know what one has to do with the other. Like I said, I deduced that she is just lonely and she's a new bone carrier. She needs to get that look together. I don't know what's going on. And she need to get her some friends. Jessie Woo is having her sister talk. She's got Miami Tip and her mom there, JoJo and her mom there. Oh, the Trick Daddy's wife, I think, and I didn't see, maybe it was just her herself, and then Jessie Woo, and they're talking, you know, she's answering questions, look like a type of mentorship type of thing, advice type of, and they're talking about who they're with. Somehow it slips, JoJo's mother says that JoJo and Pleasure P are talking, and I said, was this set up? Because JoJo don't even look remotely like Pleasure P's type. Y'all know, I got a lot of shade for JoJo, but something is going on there, and it doesn't help that she's like messy, you know, so it kind of makes her ugly on the outside also. But anyway, JoJo's mother spills the beans, and you know, Trick's wife or ex-wife, I can't remember her name right now, she's like, you know, more power to you as long as it ain't Shay Johnson, okay? And basically JoJo's talking about, it gets, a lot of stuff happen, y'all, let me just slow down, but JoJo starts talking about how loyal of a friend she is and how she's ride or die for the people that she's friends with. Well, you know, Miami Tip got a problem with it, okay? Because Miami Tip said, I'm real, I'm loyal, and you're not. And she let her know. Everything that you're saying, you know, it would be cool if I didn't know your cards. But I know that you went back to Bobby. You're saying that you didn't, all right? And, well, she's, you know, JoJo's trying to explain herself and clear the air, but Miami Tip didn't had enough. She's like, you're lying. The truth ain't in you, and me and my mama leaving. Let's go, Mom. Mom, we out. So, JoJo, it's going to be a problem for you this season, girl. So we get to this performance. Trick and Trina are performing Take It to the House, look like at some high school. They are dressed just like the video. I think it's like a 15-year anniversary or 20-year anniversary or something like that. But they are performing. So right before the show, Trina and Trick are sitting backstage or in the locker room of the high school. And Trina tries to talk about the whole TNT album at this time. Now, even I said, probably at the same time as Trick Daddy, this ain't the place. This is not a good time to be discussing that. I don't know why she did that, but this only further frustrates her because she feels like he's running from the conversation, in which he is, but this ain't the time to discuss it either. So, you know, they get on stage, they perform their epic song, you know, that we all know, and I guess Trina, like I said, she had them songs queued up. And so when Trick hears that, he's like, oh no. You know, this, you ain't finna make this thing all about you. I'm cutting it off. So this makes Trina pissed naturally. But who was wrong? Was Trina supposed to communicate that she had this going on? Maybe she tried to communicate it, but he didn't answer the phone. Maybe he showed up right before they were about to go out and perform. I don't know. It must suck. That's why these girl groups probably always fail, because you got to work with egos, and Trina probably got an ego, and Trick Daddy probably got an ego. So we don't really know what's going to happen there. But all I know is I was talking about the editing because stuff just escalated so fast. In Love and Hip Hop, y'all miss like the meat of situations so that the audience can string events together properly. if we're missing stuff and the camera's moving all around and we're just seeing captions and seeing her pissed, we don't understand how everything flows together. Okay, and that's what kind of happened here. We were able to kind of draw the conclusion that she was upset about what he did, but I don't understand why she was so upset. You know, and I'm the type of person too that when I get mad I start crying because I really don't want to say or do, you know, anything detrimental to the relationship that we have, you know, whether it be a friend or a coworker or whatever. So I usually just, and then when I get mad, when it takes a lot to get me there, I'm crying, I'm enraged, you know. So I understood why Trina was crying. Just because you crying, that don't mean a weakness. But I just was just like, y'all got to do better with this editing because it just moved so fast. I didn't know where to look. I didn't know what was going on. That's the way the episode closed off this week. So I'm definitely going to be watching. I'm not going to make no promises, y'all. I'm trying to stay consistent with these reviews. But something about Love and Hip Hop, you know, when they try so hard to fabricate these storylines, it gets very disinteresting very fast. I mean, if I can see that you are basically clawing for content, trying to figure out something to say while you're on camera, and then what you're saying doesn't match your emotion, like in your face or your tone, like that to me gets frustrating because it's like, what am I watching you for? I'm forcing myself to watch this because I'm trying to be consistent in my reviews, but you're not giving me nothing to review. And I know what y'all say, Love and Hip Hop is Ratchet TV anyway, so why are you reviewing it? It just gives me good practice for when I want to get out there and start hosting and everything, to stick with something and review it. Pull out what you can, no matter what you think about the product. Get it? So anyway, guys, if you're new here, make sure you subscribe down below to my channel. Make sure you follow, like, share, and comment. And I'm Kim Ray, and this is Kim Ray Music TV. And you know how this goes. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!